Hello, friends and clients. I am Jennifer Walker Gates with Walker Gates Vela, immigration attorneys in Austin, Texas. And I'm here today to talk about DACA Advanced Parole, and in particular, Emergency Advanced Parole for people who have DACA, as well as other people who may be eligible for advanced parole. Now, just in case you're not aware, advanced parole is basically a travel authorization that can be granted to someone who doesn't already have lawful permanent resident status in the United States or U.S. citizenship. It is a permit to travel internationally for immigrants. That is what advanced parole is. And the reason that I'm talking about this, the reason that it's so important is because, well, two reasons. Number one is that unfortunately in this day and age, the need for emergency travel outside the United States is greater than ever because of the pandemic. So many of our clients have had family members take ill outside the United States and have needed to get that emergency travel authorization taken care of. And then second, the other thing is that for the past 4 years during the Trump administration, emergency travel authorization was something that was extremely hard to come by. And what we have seen is that recently, the Immigration Service, USCIS, has really loosened their policies on this and have made it faster and easier to obtain an emergency travel authorization. And so I just want to explain a little bit about how that works and how you can go about getting that travel authorization on an emergency basis if you need it. Before I jump into that content, I want you to please touch subscribe on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel. We are updating our clients and friends every day almost with important immigration news and information. So much is changing really, really rapidly right now. And in order to, protect your rights, take advantage of new opportunities, and understand what's going on, we really invite you all to please subscribe and share this information with your friends and family and loved ones. So emergency advanced parole. The way that this works is that someone already has to have some kind of status. Most people who are completely undocumented will not be able to get an advanced parole document. Now, that's not to say that you can never, ever try, but in our experience, it is extremely rare for someone who doesn't have any status at all to be able to get something like this. So typically, advanced parole or travel authorization is something that is reserved for someone who already has perhaps DACA, TPS, temporary protected status, an application pending for asylum, or an application pending for residency. Those are typically the categories of people that may qualify. Now, the other category that could potentially qualify, depending on the discretion of USCIS, because all of these authorizations are really at the discretion of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. But the other category of people who might be able to apply for advanced parole are those U visa applicants who have already been granted deferred action and placed on the U visa wait list. Those people may also qualify for some type of advanced parole document. If you have an emergency situation where a loved one, a close relative, or someone that is really important in your life is outside the United States and they have surgery coming up, they have a severe illness, if someone passes away, those are the kinds of situations where we are seeing clients being able to get emergency advanced parole. The first step for you, if you are going to seek this benefit, is that you have to get documentation of that emergency. You have to get a doctor's letter indicating your loved one's diagnosis and what their condition is, and really requesting that a family member, you specifically, be present for them. So that's step one. If you are able to get something like that, then step two is sometimes going to be getting that thing translated. You will have to provide a certified English translation with any document that you have to USCIS when you go to make your application. Once you have your proof of your emergency and you have it translated, then you will take a form I-131 along with the filing fee, which is $575, to your local USCIS office. Now, you can find your local USCIS office on the USCIS website, which is at uscis.gov. And you can search on there for local field office. It's called a field office. Here in Central Texas, we are in Austin, and our local USCIS field office is in San Antonio. So depending on where you are located in the United States, your field office may be anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 hours drive. Our field office in San Antonio covers all of the people who live not only in Austin and in San Antonio, but also all the way down to Del Rio, Texas, and all the way north to Waco. So it is a very large stretch of territory that is covered by that one field office. And so you really do have to, a lot of times, if you don't know already where your local office is, you have to go onto the website, and it may be in another city, it may be in another state, but you can find that information on uscis.gov. So you take your proof of your emergency, along with proof of your status and proof of your identity. And that's going to be your passport, your work permit, and any potential approval forms or anything like that, letters that you may have from immigration showing what your immigration status is, and your filing fee. You also need to take 2 passport style photos. You need to take those little square photos that are for passports with you to this appointment, because they are going to use that to place on your emergency travel authorization document. So those are the 4 things: your proof of emergency, your proof of identity and immigration status, your filing fee, and your passport photos. Take those 4 items to your USCIS office, and when you get there, they're probably going to tell you that you can't come in unless you have an appointment. And you're not going to be able to make an appointment because they really don't make appointments for emergencies. So when that happens, you have to be ready to advocate for yourself. You have to be ready to tell the emergency, the security guard, hey, I have an emergency and I'm here to request an emergency advance parole. If you do that, they should let you in and then direct you to the window where you will talk to a USCIS agent. You will present them with your completed form I-131, your filing fee, your passport photos, and your proof of emergency and your proof of status. And in our experience, a few hours later, it does take a few hours of waiting, but a few hours later, you should be able to leave that USCIS office. If your application is approved, you will leave with your travel document in hand. Now, this has just been enormously helpful for a number of people recently. This has also changed. In the past, USCIS used to require that you file your form I-131 with a service center where they could adjudicate it and issue a receipt, and then you had to take your receipt along with proof of your status and your emergency need to the USCIS office. Then you might be able to get an emergency travel document. We're seeing now that they have eliminated that need to file and wait, and which is great because, as we know, emergencies wait for no one. So I hope that this has been helpful. If we can help you at Walker Gates Vela, to understand your eligibility for getting one of these emergency travel documents, or help you by preparing the application and preparing the evidence and accompanying you to the local office, we would be happy to do that. Please reach out to us. You can schedule an appointment directly from our website, which is walkergatesvela.com. Or you can give us a call. Our number is right on our website as well. It's 512-633-1785. If you do have an emergency, please indicate that so that we can get back to you right away and make sure that things are moving as expediently for you as possible. This is a time in our lives when there are a lot of urgent situations coming up, and until we get through this pandemic, we're going to see a lot of these, although we've also known these to happen at any time of life. We never know when a curveball will be thrown at us. So we are here to help if we can, and we are happy to do so for our immigrant community. So please, again, reach out to us at walkergatesvela.com. And Again, subscribe, leave us a comment, leave us a question under this video. We'll be happy to answer any questions that we possibly can. All right. Thank you so much and have a great day.